Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Christmas time. Note my festive hat. Very exciting, very cool. Hey, guess what? A year ago I said, man, wouldn't a winter Cordelia be like super cool? And then it didn't happen. And then now this year it did. So I think somebody from the dev team watches my channel and thought, hey, that would be a really cool idea. Let's do that. But you know, a week's notice was not enough last year, evidently. So here we are doing this. Also, shout out to Julianne Taylor, who is not only voicing Selena and Cordelia, but is also Sidori from the New Heroes banner this month too. Like, absolutely nuts. How much work she is putting in on the month of December banners. I will share this just very briefly. I have high expectations today because mainly this. This is a tweet I made at the wee hours of the morning. I pulled on the Tempest Trials banner, got a 5-star Cordelia. Also, #1 in Resonant Battles, which features heavily Harmonized Heroes. Very good. Yes, that is exactly correct. And I will be champion, and that is all I have to say about that. So hopefully that's a good indicator that Harmonized Cordelia is coming home. But I guess we'll find out. Foresight is not a gift I have at the moment. Thank you to members. Shout out to members. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but it would not be possible without members. We have about 500 orbs up for grabs here, and hopefully we get as many as we can. I did get a +10 Apotheosis Anna in like 200 orbs once. Like one. That probably the luckiest I've ever been yet. Maybe we're gonna top it this time. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Anyway, let's bunker down. Okay, hat on, ready to roll. All right, let's go. Oh, also, I have an AMA form, and I asked you all to submit your questions to me, KCB, asking you like, hey, what questions do you have for me? And I actually see some in here from like earlier. Like August, and there's currently over 40, so I feel like we're gonna have to boot scoot to get through most of them, but I think that's okay. I think that's great, actually. So we will occasionally be hopping over here real quick, taking a look at this, because frankly I'm too lazy to put it in post, and we'll we'll take a look at it there. So DJ Times asked, I've been playing Fates recently and wanted to know your top 3 favorite units, or what skills from Fates you would like to see added to Fae. 3 favorites from Fates. Oboro is up there. Azura is up there. It's not Makoto. I know what you're thinking. It's not. Not Makoto. Third favorite. That's a slightly trickier one, I think. Because like my top 2 are pretty easy to pick. But third, that's a little bit tougher. It's a little bit tougher. Kagero. Done. Yeah, we'll go Kagero. Kagero works. Hey, she showed up, she gets the 3rd spot. That's how I see it. Is it fair? I don't know, but that's what we're doing. Actually, it might be Kagero. Straight up. Might actually just be Kagero. For reasons. But no, Obero's always been like the top tier pick for me. She got a Bright Ult that one time, and we'll probably never get another one again. But I'm waiting specifically for the arcane lance, spear, polearm, whatever you want to call it, specifically to give to Oboro. Like, that's what I'm waiting on, straight up. That's what I want it to be. I want Obro, and I want her to have the Arcane Lance, and I think it'll be cool. And so that's what I'm hoping for currently. But those are my faves. Corrin's cool too. Not my favorite necessarily from all the Avatari options, but still cool. Which, by the way, we're gonna try and get as many Dorotheas as we can, and maybe a couple Black Knights. But the primary goal here is blue. I don't know if I pointed that out yet, but just to be clear, that is what it is. DJ Times, thank you for the question. I appreciate it. Very, I don't get asked about Fates very often. Fates is not one that I get too terribly frequently, so it's nice to talk about that. I should play Fates again sometime. I tried to speedrun all the games, like, on cart, in, like, a live stream 7-month endeavor, back when I was still on the Purple site. And it was before Three Houses came out, so I was trying to play every localized game because I had every, like, cart copy of it, and I was trying to get through, except for Tellius because those are on disc, but I tried to get through all of them before Three Houses came out in July, and I did, except Fates was last, and so I just went through Revelations really quick because I have the 3-in-1 edition. So I just played through Revelations, which was my first playthrough, by the way. So I'm missing a lot of context. But that's okay. Hey, who else do we have? Alm Might asks, what are your plans for future Choose Your Legends after what happened with Adult Tiki Design Incident? Will you still campaign for another character? That was back in August also. So I apologize. I have taken such a very long time to answer any and all of these questions. So I initially thought that I wouldn't campaign, and I'm still kind of leaning that way, to be honest. I think I might just do, like, maybe I'll try and do, like, a contest where you guys try and guess, like, who I voted for, and maybe we can do, like, I don't know, like a gift card situation type thing. I'm not sure. Or maybe we just do it for funsies. Or maybe you can earn a spot on my friends list. I don't know, something like that. But try and make a little contest out of it. Maybe. I had debated, and even on stream earlier this week, I ran a poll. And people wanted to know who I was voting for on a daily basis rather than after the fact. Like, I'm talking 90% of the chat pulled that. So it wasn't even like mixed review. It was pretty dominant. Like, yeah. But I have concerns. I have concerns. I don't think I'm gonna sway anybody who's, like, dead set. I think the magic that happened with the Awakening Tiki situation was there was already a little pull behind that, and then I was also a voice within the sphere who was kind of, like, engaging it, and so it just kind of blew up. And there were artists on Twitter that were also leading the charge too. It was this whole amalgamation. And it wasn't me alone, but I definitely feel like I contributed to an extent. Oh, we got an Annette. Okay, we don't have to pull colorless anymore with peace and love. No more colorless. I will no longer be pulling colorless. I kind of forgot that I was pulling colorless, to be honest. Alright, hey, that's pretty good. That's actually pretty good. But like I said in the video, I think the bow for Arcane is going to be better than any inheritable bow we get. And this one seems like a juiced up instant bow, I think. So, not too concerned about that. A little bit cheesed that she reset my pity, but that's fine, I guess. That's fine, I guess. We'll not pull colors. Now I have to pay a little more attention. I have to pay slightly closer attention now because I'm not pulling on every stone anymore. Anyway, you can only spark 3, so now I don't have to wonder, should I go for catalog? And the answer was always going to be no, but that's neither here nor there. So anyway, back to the Choose Your Legends thing. I don't know. I still kind of feel like I don't want to talk about it because more than likely, this is the last Choose Your Legends before Engage. And I know that Three Houses took a lot of flack when it came out. And in fairness, before Three Houses, it was still primarily Fates and Awakening winning Choose Your Legends stuff. Granted, it was still more diversified. Like, it wasn't a full sweep like it was in 4? Choose Your Legends 4? Is that what it was? Brave Houses? But I feel like this is... If Engage is not included, it's kind of up in the air as to whether or not it will be. I don't think that it will be, given that they're doing a special The Hero Rises event thing for Engage. But like, there's going to be a week gap between the release and then Choose Your Legends voting, I think, roughly. And I just don't know. I just don't know. Because, like, for them to be fully votable, right, you, like, there's an aspect of DLC, because Ash and Wolves were eventually votable, right, and that was Three Houses DLC. You have to basically release the entire, roster of characters, and which I feel like would probably include some form of spoiler stuff. So I don't know if they want to do that. I would still bet on it being not votable. So I think overall, this is going to be the last great chance for any kind of like sweet Choose Your Legends type thing that we got going on, and I don't want to sway that for better or worse. I just kind of want to see what happens. I'm gonna be like an observer in this particular case. I think is how I feel about it. Also, it was exhausting. It was kind of exhausting doing all the graphics and the videos last year for Tiki. I don't know. There like I said, 2022 was a pretty gifted year. There was a lot of cool stuff that happened over here on the channel specifically, and I don't know that I can ever recreate that. I think 2022 might be peak. As sad as it is to say that, I think 2022 might be peak. So I think I'm just gonna reveal who I voted for at the end. I don't really want to like impact it one way or another. And like I said, I may not have really had that big of an impact on Tiki either, but it felt like it did. Like, there were a lot of posts and videos that I had that like really blew up. Ooh, I'm torn. Oh, I'm torn on that one. Oh God, because like it's Letizia, but also right now, like really now you want to show up? You want to show up now? I have mixed feelings. I kind of hate this more, if I'm being honest. I kind of hate it more when it's like a normal pool, like a non-focus unit that I genuinely am like trying to like merge up long term. And I get them when like there's Black Knight to be had, for example. Not sure how I feel about it. Wrong time, wrong place is kind of what it feels like. But yeah, that. Oof. All right, so we're 1-1 for 50-50s. The coin is flip flopping for sure. Focus unit's not doing so great. That feels a little bit bad. If I can at least get 2 Black Knights, that would be the best. Because then at least if one has bad IVs, I can maybe fodder. And then, you know, default, I can use the neutral from Spark. That's kind of my best case scenario, I think. And then I'll probably stop pulling the green. And that's just red and blue, baby. Anywho, I don't think I am participating in the Choose Your Legends stuff until post. I will always vote, obviously. You should vote. So yeah, I just kind of want to see what happens. And once Engage comes out, like, it's going to be Engage for 2-3 years probably. So much like when Three Houses came out, there was a lot of Three Houses. Like I said before, it got a lot of flack for that, but it's just because it's the new game. It has the recency bias. It had a really good cast of characters, honestly, and you know, there was a lot to love about Three Houses, and I'm sure there will be a lot to love about Engage, because I haven't seen anything I dislike yet. Anyway, I feel like I've hashed that out long enough, and I've talked a lot about Choose Your Legends. I'm satisfied. All right. Well, who else? Whomst else? Greybeard Summoner. Do you think Shez has a chance of getting a spot next year's Choose Your Legends? That's a fair question, actually. Making them the first from a Warriors spinoff to get in, or will the hype of Three Hopes have ended by then? This was, for the record, back in August. And so we have actually had a Three Hopes banner since then. So I mean, even Dorothea is technically Three Hopes here, even though she's just kind of nestled in along with Hilda and them into the Three Houses spot in the catalog. It's possible. I don't know if it's likely. I think it's possible. And if that's the case, it's going to be a Three Hopes sweep. Straight up. Shez is a really likable character. I haven't actually finished Three Hopes yet. I know. There are many of you, my best friend included, that are very disappointed in me. And I understand that. I understand that. I'm working on it. Okay? I'm trying to get there. I'm towards the finish line. I gotta pop the tape. Alright, that's all I gotta do. Probably. So I don't have a lot of experience with Shez in terms of female Shez, but male Shez, the voice work and the personality that I can't remember the VA's name off the top of my head, but the charismatic behavior of his work is very engaging. And I would be surprised if other people did not feel the same. So, you know, there's that. But I got nothing but love for Shez, ultimately. Yeah, I don't know. And the Three Hopes designs are a lot better. Like, straight up. The Three Hopes designs are so good. I genuinely love them. Like more than the Three Houses design. Like, some of the time skip designs are cool. But I think overall, as a net whole, the Three Hopes designs are better, in my opinion. But that's just me. That's just me. So yeah, I think given the context that we have now, that we didn't have back in August, I don't think. And I can't remember when that banner came out. I thought it was like September or October, maybe? Because August would have been Brave Heroes. And it came out like not too long after that. I think it's possible. I mean, you can vote for Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which is a spin-off, right? So, like, why wouldn't you be able to vote for Three Hopes? I don't know. I don't know how they'll combine the voting for that. But brother, if they combine like all the Felix votes from Academy, War, and Hopes, like, all into one big Felix pot, and then the gross number of votes for, like, whatever category it came from, of the 3 wins, which is like kind of how they do war in Academy phase now with three houses. Bro, that's a done deal right there, brother. That's a done deal right there. Sheesh. So yeah, I think that's very possible. Given the knowledge that we have now that we didn't have back in August, I think it's very, very possible, for sure. All right, Bowie, you're not who I'm after, so let's swap to another question here. Nintendo. That's a great name. Would you want to see the Brave Redo banners return, and if so, who would you want on the next one? I think I did a video on this, did I not? So I may be recycling information on this one that you may or may not have heard, or maybe I am just gonna make it all up on the spot and rewrite canonicity to what I've already said. Brave Redo. Oh, I remember what I did. I used the Choose Your Legends banner results, or the voting results rather, from this year, from 2022, and I looked at what a Brave Redo banner for this year would look like given those results, and I can't remember anything about it. To be honest, I can't remember anything about that video at all. But who would I like to see on it? I'd really like to see Stefan on it, but oh, why is Black Knight not coming home? Why is he not coming home? This is unfair. Astrid really doesn't have a lot to offer in terms of fodder, so like this hurts a little bit. I'm gonna keep it a buck. This is a little painful, y'all. This is a little painful. And to be at, well, I guess we're only 3.5%. It's not that high. That's not that high, I guess. Oh, but we've been rewarded. Our patients are here. Hooray! Our patients are here. What kind of nonsensical sentence was that? I don't know. I don't care because we got Cordelia. Hooray! Oh, that's beautiful. I straight up skipped the smoke and everything. I did not get... Wow, 31 attack at level 1. Brother. Does she have a super boon in that? What the heck is going on here? What is going on here? Alright, well, if we lost Pity and we didn't get a Black Knight, at least we got a Cordelia. That was cool. No Dorothea yet. But we're getting there. We are getting there. I can summon. Hooray! That's great news. It's great news for me. Blue has historically been one of my better colors to summon on in terms of results, just in general. So I'm hoping the trend continues today. Anyway, Brave Ryu. Stefan is up there for sure. Maiko from TMS. I'm pretty sure I've said that before. Lucia, probably just a lot of Tellius characters. There's probably a lot of Tellius characters on there. Bro, yeah. There's probably a lot of Tellius characters. Definitely Stefan, definitely Maiko. I think the only chance that let's just knock him out now. Let's just knock him out now. You know? We're in it for the long run. I'm pretty sure 500 orbs will let us spark 3 times. I think. So let's just long haul it. Let's just long haul. That may not have been the smartest thing I've ever done. I'm gonna be honest. I maybe should have just gone for the Cordelia off rip, and I didn't. And that worries me a smidgen. But I've lost the 50-50 on green twice now, so I'd rather not take the chance. But I would really like Special Fighter 3 skill inheritance. That would be so sick. or 4. Special Fire 4. I know what I'm talking about. Anywho, Stefan is like one of the characters I've been waiting like a pretty long time to get in. I think Micah would be cool, just because she's TMS, and I think her outfit would be neat. Because in the DLC for Tokyo Marasa, she had like this Azura-esque thing, and she like had daggers and stuff. Like, it was cool. Barry would also probably be pretty sick, to be honest. He yells a lot though, which admittedly... Anyway. I hope that adequately answered question in 10-star. Also, don't know. Oh. Oh, look who decided to show up, huh? Look who decided to show up. I spark for you, and then all of a sudden, there you are. No questions asked. Ooh, well, it's maybe not the best. Should we try again? Maybe we get lucky again. Maybe there's so much luck that we just can't. Maybe there's so much luck that we just can't lose. Well, I guess that's that then. So no more green, no more colors. We're exclusively going. That's a lot of blue. That's a lot of blue. We're exclusively going blue and red now. Very exciting, very pog. Shigure. Nagaraptor. Anyway, let's take another question. Thank you guys for submitting questions, by the way. I'm still working through August. We're gonna burn through these, so we get into more recent ones as well. Chris is asking if you could use crystal shards in another way other than XP. What would you want to use them for? SP, honestly. Grinding SP is kind of dumb, and I don't like it. Because sometimes I just want to use the character immediately, and I don't want to have to like learn all of their skills. So if we could somehow convert them into SP, because when you get a really premium character and they have like a bunch of like higher level skills, just grinding them to level 40 is often not enough to learn all of their stuff unless you're in some sort of SP bonus situation, which I don't often find myself in because poor timing on my part, usually. So, you know, that would be cool. I would like that a lot, actually. That was a really easy question, Chris. Thank you. Thank you for softballing that one for me. Appreciate it. Let's get another one in here. Oh, Chris again. Chris again. Okay, Chris. I see you. I see you, dog. I find it interesting that IS gives us tier 4 skills, but has not really given us easily attainable tier 3 versions of them. Unit has tier 3 double. Since we haven't seen any movement towards the increase in inheritance caps, oh my god, please give me 5. Please give me 5. I need 5. I need 5 so that we can get like an inheritable weapon and up to a tier 3 skill. That's all I want. It's literally all I want. Or a special, like a special, and then a tier 4. Like, maybe that would be dope. Like, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Tier 5 would be great. It'd be awesome. I would love to inherit 5 skills at once. That'd be so sick. What skills do you want to see more on 4-star units in this capacity? I often find myself needing catch inheritance. But now with finish skills, it's not going to happen, but like there's some skills like finish skills where there is no tier 3 version in existence anywhere. And so like, how do you choose between was it Dragon Wrath? Whatever's on Halloween Corn, you know, like Dragon Wrath or finish. Like what do you do? You can't choose. You're just stuck. And that was a situation that I ran into when I wanted to give some inheritance to Awakening Tiki when the Arcane Grima came out. And I had these other dragons from Halloween just sitting in my barracks waiting. And oopsie doopsie, can't do that. Can't do that. That's not allowed because, you just literally can't. And then there's some that have the tier 3 version. Like I think it was legendary. I can't remember her name. Faye, legendary Faye, who had the tier 3 dragon skill, but then also had the distant stance, the res edition of distant counter. And I was like, well, I could get that too, but then I'm also using the finish. And so I'm literally just throwing away a really good skill just to inherit another skill and then have another A option. It's like, that is redundant and I don't like it. So the efficiency of using skills for inheritance is at an all-time low in my opinion. At least the really high, like the really high tier ones. Now we're seeing other stuff like Special Fire 4, Special Spiral 4. That one's new. We're seeing those, right? So they're older skills that are getting a new tier 4 version. But the new ones that they just pop on us with no kind of, tier 3 inheritant before that, that's painful. That's painful, and it's hard to choose, and I don't like it. I don't like it, and I hate it, and I don't like it. So yeah, that's how I feel about that. So finish skills did not exist in August, obviously, but that is how I feel. That is what I want. I love any kind of skill that also heals you in the process, because I'm a tank lord, bit of a tank lord when I play games. I like to be big, bulky, and self-reliant for heals and such. I don't like to have dedicated healers for things. I like to heal myself. Alright? That's what I like to do. So, anytime I get the chance to do that, I'm pretty on board with it. So yeah, that's my response. That is my answer. That is not a Cordelia, so that is a bummer. We got, September, we're getting closer, chat. Viewer. Sometimes feel like I'm a little bit brain broken. Because I can't separate the VOD from the live sometimes. Shadow Serenity asks, how do I sort my heroes? The colored hearts and favorites. Try to divide my finished whips, stuff like that. Interesting. I've never been asked about this. So much to people's dismay, I only have like one label. I have like one label for my hearts, my indicators. So I have a free to play one that indicates what free to play were, and that's basically that's like a bit of a bygone era, is what that comes from. If I'm being honest, because I used to do free to play guides because when I was grinding, I was too busy. Back in like year 1 and 2. And I used to utilize free-to-play guides, so I would keep my free-to-play units separate, so that if I couldn't work out a map before it ended, then I would have potentially a pretty surefire way of clearing it if I were able to use like a free-to-play guide for it. Now, jump ahead 5-6 years later, okay? We're here. I'm basically a god in the game because I have rolled so much that I have a special combination of units that when the stars magically align, I am able to pretty much clear any content at all. And those content clearers are basically named Thor's, Micaiah's, and Rhea's, and that's basically all I need. So I haven't used a free-to-play guide in a very long time. And so that was the only one I ever did. But you'll be proud, I use like the cyan colored one for my favorite units. All right, and then I use the yellow one for units that I need to promote to 5-star, so that I can 5-star them and then max support them, so that I get the little S in the catalog, right? And so it ticks a box, because I'm currently trying to S support all the units that I have. That was a short circle. We love that, I think. Ooh. All right, there's got to be a Dorothea in here somewhere, right? It's about that time. It's about time for her to come home. Yes? No. Very cool. Very cool. We love that. Love that a lot. Anyway. Yeah. So that's I officially use 3 now. A favorites, a free to play that doesn't actually see any usage, and the yellow one, which is please promote me. I'm still only a 4-star. You have no 5-star version of me yet. Please promote me. Which I've made some progress on, which is cool. So I'm happy about that. I'm starting to run out of feathers though. I think I'm down to like my last 40,000, or yeah, 40,000. I guess there's also just the base one too, just the first pink one, because I still auto favorite 5-stars, because I'm afraid that they're accidentally going to get sent home. And there's no setting to like only auto favorite a 5-star that is new for you. So until they figure out that particular logic, I will be continuing to auto 5-star, because I've heard horror stories of people accidentally sending stuff home. Like, I'm pretty sure there was a Fatuber that foddered off a pirate Tibarn who was like +10 for dive bomb fodder, and it just happened. I don't remember who it was or what the context was, but I remember that it was an accident, and I felt really bad for them. So yeah, that's rough. So yes, I definitely do still auto favorite everything, for sure. Safety first above all else. You know what I mean? Oh, a Cordelia! Oh, that's nice. You're not the one I'm after, though, unfortunately. Wealthy Man J asked, do you ever think we'll get tier 4 seals? I hope not, but when does I care about balance? I don't know that tier 4 skills would be terrible. I think it highly depends on what the actual seal is. But I don't know that it would be terrible per se. We just want red and blue. Only red and blue. Red and blue. Red and blue, no green. Red and blue, no green. It's like the original Pokemon games over here. Red, blue, and green. I think red was actually green in Japan, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, I don't think they'd be the worst thing ever, but I also don't necessarily see them doing tier 4 skills anytime soon. Like, they're pretty slow to adapt. Occasionally you'll have some like really odd stuff pop out, like the distant counter dragon seal. Like, that's pretty insane. But I think more than likely until we get like tier 5 and 6 skills, I'm pretty confident that we're only going to have tier 3 skills as seals. You know what I mean? Like, eventually everything will kind of like ramp up to that. But yeah, that is what it is. Ooh, lots of good stuff there. Marcy asked, what are some options you wish Faye had? I wish we could disable the level up pop-up screen and the dialogue after it. Yeah. So like when I'm grinding on the free-to-play account to like level stuff up, obviously you don't have auto battle. If it's auto battle, you just kind of set it and forget it. The screen and stuff still happens, but like it's easier to ignore because you don't have to tap through it the whole time. And you definitely have to tap through all of it like constantly when you don't have that. So for Fade Pass users, I guess it's not like a huge issue. But yeah, it is super annoying when you don't have that 100% agree. It just takes up time, and it takes up battery life, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you gotta save that. Yeah, like a smart level mode would make a lot of sense. I agree. I agree with that wholeheartedly. What are some things I wish that we had features-wise? Honestly, and again, this was submitted back in August, or no, September. We're in September. This was submitted back in September, so not 100% applicable necessarily. Yeah, I'm not adding you. Sorry, 4-star special lovers. Not happening with peace and love. It is not happening today. We already have a very small amount of screen left to fill, so. Brother, excuse me? Excuse me? This is like, I have like a plus 23 lean now. Lean is easily the character that has come into my barracks more frequently than literally anybody else. I've never tried to actually roll for her, and yet somehow I keep getting her. Why not other red options? Why not? Like, why though? Anyway, features that we could have. I would have said something along the lines of like a reroll ticket or something for like older units. But we kind of got that almost with the free arena summons recently. One that I really would have preferred. Not that the arena ticket is bad. I think they executed it pretty well. But I wish there was a feature specifically for a banner like that, where you could choose the rate up. Hello again, Cordelia. Where you could choose the rate up of the character that you're after, so that when you're in a pool of like 40 some units, you can get like a slight edge on the one that you want. So like, imagine, this is a good example. I'm pulling blue for the most part on arena tickets. Okay. Because there's a handful of blue units that have long-term merge projects like Azura. Formerly, Ophelia, and just a couple others. So I would, for example, instead of getting a Morgan, I would prefer to get an Azura, right? So I would like there to be some sort of feature that allows you to select, at least on older banners, a slight rate up on the character that you're rolling after where the pool is so large. Does that make sense? So like I want to select something that like bumps Azura up by like 1 percentage point. So that instead of it just being all 4-star specials, it would be like a slight rate up of Azura plus all the other 4-star specials you can get. Oh, that's a bummer. Oh, that's a bummer. Zeke, buddy. Zeke. I hope you have something useful. But I'm pretty sure it's Defense Res Menace. And now you're covering half of Cordelia's face, which is honestly pretty appropriate. Attachments, catch, and Defense Res Menace. Yep. That is it. Ugh. Well, at least we'll be able to spark again after this. That's pretty cool. Love that so much. Still no Dorothea. Good lord, brother. Why are we doing this? Why are we here? Only to suffer. So yeah, some sort of slight choosable rate up you can pick on like older banners that are like crazy flooded in terms of pool, rather than just leaving it to constant RNG. And I feel like that's something that they'll probably work towards eventually. Just not at the current moment. They're being overly generous. And I talked about this on stream the other day. I'm going with Cordelia, bro. I'm taking my Cordy. Bruh. 80 summons and I've gotten 1 Cordelia? Watch me. You watch me. We'll get Dorothea last. Like I said, we're sparking all three. So. And I think that we will be able to. Yeah, we should be able to. Unless we get absolute... Ooh, okay, well. I was gonna say, unless we get absolutely body rocked like we just did, where only one stone was applicable to what we were pulling. Anywho, that's a feature that I would like to see. For sure. Neo Phantom? Neo Phantom has a question. Are there any characters not yet in Fae that you would want to go big for? Stefan. 100% Stefan. 120 billion percentage Stefan. Also Golvig. For reasons. No particular. I'm just saying that Golvig has a lot of points that seem like she has our best interest at stake, and so we should just listen to her, okay? That's all I'm saying. It's not weird, guys, all right? I'm just saying. Stats theories. How did you get the motivation to record and post consistently when you were a smaller channel? I'm a smaller channel, and I find that even though I enjoy creating content, I get burned out easily if I have back-to-back videos that don't perform well. When was this? Is this new? Oh, this is September. Stats. Let me talk some shop with you. We don't want anything else on that circle. Let me talk some shop quick. The beauty of being smaller is that you can literally do whatever you want. That is a freedom I no longer have. And by the way, I'm still a small channel, to be clear. YouTube doesn't even recognize you exist until you hit 100,000 subscribers. I am literally a tenth of that. So I wouldn't say that I am a large channel necessarily. Bigger than some in my particular niche, yes, but not a big channel overall, by far. And also, being a small channel just means that you haven't hit a vein yet. Because if you do have active viewers, then you're doing something right at least. And that's what I try to tell myself. There's actually like there's some sort of statistic that I heard recently where it's like if you have 50 viewers in your live stream, you are in like the top 1 or 2% of all live stream channels. When I heard that, I was like, oh god. Because you know, on a really good day, I can pull 100, 200 viewers, but usually I'm sitting between the 25 to 50 range, you know? Like that's my sweet spot. That's where the really consistent, you know, very loyal viewer base sits at. Even though my Discord is over 500, and yes, I see each and every one of you who don't subscribe to the channel. Weird. That just kind of popped out of my mouth. Anyway, yeah. So anywho, back to your particular thing. You have the freedom right now to pretty much do whatever you want. If you have regular viewers still, even if it's like 3 people. When I was starting out, there was a point where I had 2 viewers who would consistently watch and leave comments on my videos. And that meant a lot to me. I think as long as you're engaging with anybody, then you're doing something right. Okay? Now, if you're not getting any kind of traction at all, then that's a problem. But even if you're having some sort of consistent viewer, even if it's literally one person, then you're doing something correctly. Okay? The other aspect of this is the virality, right? You somehow have to hit some sort of niche vein in the YouTube algorithm that kind of pumps you, or you get some bigger channel to like watch and react to your stuff, something along that line. And then you have to somehow get visibility. And for a lot of channels, that's recommended. Okay? The problem with recommendeds is it's YouTube. The problem is the platform itself, unfortunately. There's so much content on YouTube that, you know, where some platforms can't sell ad space because they just can't find buyers, YouTube literally can't find videos to put the ads on. Let that sink in for a second. There are so many videos, there is so much content on the YouTube platform that YouTube itself, Google, can't always find a spot for an ad to go. Wow, that's crazy. So there's a lot of stuff out there. And because there's a lot of stuff out there, YouTube is constantly recommending things. And for your stuff to get recommended and not get clicked on once, you are screwed. Because they'll slowly just start to stop recommending things. And that's part of the problem. So I think if you're having trouble popping off, and you haven't quite found the viewer base you're looking for, really think critically about what it is that you're making. See if the feedback that you're getting, if you're getting feedback, is it all helpful? And then also kind of look internally and say, well, is it me? Is it me? Because it might not be me. There's lots of great creators that I've never heard of. Small channel, big channel, doesn't matter. I've never heard of them because they're not within my little bubble, right? And unfortunately, recommendeds, they create a bubble. And so, you know, big or small, there's really great content out there that I haven't seen or heard of yet. So it might not just be you. You know what I mean? Might not just be you. So think about that too. But as far as the motivation, it's always a balance, right? Like at the end of the day, I do it for me. There are some series and some videos that I put out that are very much just community based, and that's basically predictions and trackers for the most part. Because I feel like I'm doing a PSA of sorts. I'm like, hey, do you want to not burn through your entire stash of summoning currency? You might want to watch this video first. So it's almost like a public service announcement that I do, and that's Chloe fodder though. Probably still not a Cordelia. This is not going well. I'm gonna be honest. We popped off early. It's not going well now. We've officially we're hitting a rock bottom situation here. It's not going well. It's not going well. We're like 1 and 2 on Black Knight rolls, and now we're like 1 and 2 on Cordelia rolls. Like, oof. Are you good? No, you're not. Okay. I look forward to giving your skills to Chloe. Valentinest. Well, she probably come with. There's no shot Chloe's a 4-star, and there's no shot she doesn't come with a flight skill. Calling the legacy. So anyway, I hope that helped at all. I was just kind of rambling for a minute there. But yeah, ultimately I do stuff for myself, and that is where the motivation itself comes from. I'm incredibly lucky. I'm not the biggest YouTuber in the world. You know, I'm just sitting here with 10K subs. But that's 10,000 people that I've been able to engage with in a meaningful capacity to get them to click a button for me. And there are some people who are really fussy about their subscriptions. So, like, you know, if I've won over 10,000 out of 5 million channel views that I've had, I consider that a win. Because it could be less. It could always be less. That's kind of how... I mean, you can't go negative. But, like, you know, it's still... Still no Dorothea, huh? Still no Dorothea. Okay. Alright. That's fine. That's fine. I think there should be some sort of rate boost every time you get a 4-star special. Just to really drive home the point that, like, yeah, You're way under odds to get this 4-star special, but congratulations. This is going really poorly. I'm going to be honest. I wanted this to go differently. I genuinely did. The good news is that I haven't really spent any cash on this banner yet, because I'm living in gift card haven, as it were. Anyway, stats, listen. Bro, stop! Stop with the 4-star specials! I'm over this! Just give me a Dorothea! Oh my god! This is the worst! I hate it! I hate them so much! Go away! Just give me a Dorothea! Ah. Outburst over. Alright. Stats. Listen. Don't get down. Don't get down on yourself, alright? If it's something you really want to do, then keep doing it. Alright? That's my recommendation. If it's not, you know, take some time. Figure it out. It's, you know, it's not, you have the luxury of doing that. I'm very niche now. If I upload something that's not Heroes related, even Fire Emblem related, like even some of the Engage videos I put out don't do well. For one reason or another. And people are hyped up as hell in that game. But if YouTube does not see that the category is Fire Emblem Heroes gaming, then they're like, nobody's gonna like this. Because the bulk of the videos I do are on Heroes, and that's where the bulk of my views come from, and so that's what YouTube thinks that my viewers want to see. So, you know, you have the freedom to do pretty much whatever you want and find your niche. And I wish I had that luxury again. Anyway, I hope that helps. That was a very long and lengthy thing, but I hope that it was helpful, and I probably talked more than you wanted me to, but I did it anyway. No one can tell me what to do. I will explain things longer than necessary. Wealthy Man J asked, we all know Ike will eventually get an ascended version. What outfit would you like to see on him? I'm still waiting for his Lord outfit from Path of Radiance. Actually, that one. Legitimately, that one. It's such a good design, and it's so underused. I loved it. That's the outfit that made me really like Ike. Like, straight up. I'm not doing a bit like we like Ike. I'm not doing that bit. But like, also, yes, that is true. That is also true. Because like we've had pretty much everything else, right? So Path of Radiance with an Ascended Ike in his, you know, Ascended outfit. Like that makes the most sense, no? Does it not? It ticks all the boxes. Just saying. I think we're probably going to see an Ascended Elincia also, which I'm also very hyped about. So, that I'm with you on that one, Wealthy Man J. 100%, 120% actually. Beyond that. Let's see. Game Master from... Ooh, we're getting closer to October now. Do you exercise or do anything in your week you consider active? Yes, I do. I actually just started running again. For a while, it was just house renovations. But a lot of the heavy lifting for that is done now. So it's just like painting, hanging curtains, stuff like that. No more crazy sanding and all of that nonsense. But for a while, I was burning like probably 6,000 to 7,000 calories a day. Just doing house renos and stuff. There was a point where I dropped like 30 pounds in 10 days. Like it wasn't good. Not healthy at all. But I've kind of bounced back to be more lenient and laid back at the moment. So there's that. I have started to go on runs every week. I'm low key. I'm trying to get back into marathon shape. Because I used to run about 3 or 4 half marathons a year. And so I would like to do that. And I would like to be able to also finish a full marathon before I am physically incapable of doing so. So that's kind of like the current goal. And I'm also trying to take more time for myself. Because, you know, I'll be parasocial. I love you guys. Alright? But I spent pretty much my last year just focused on YouTube. And despite being able to overcome the insane odds of like house buying, car buying, uh, Jenna getting in the hospital for an accident, um, moving twice, like just house renovation, like all of the outside factors that could have made a really honest excuse as to why I missed an upload, right? I did not do that, and I accomplished it, and I did the full year of uploads, and there are actually still daily uploads happening. But I was living my life in a very driven and centrally focused way that a lot of peripheral stuff, like my health, took a bit of a decline. So we're rolling that back a bit, and we're gonna get better at that. And I'm gonna focus more on that, and that will be good and not bad. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. But yeah, I have like an exercise bike too that I actually used it a little bit on live stream, but it was kind of inconvenient. I'm not sure if it really brought a whole lot to the stream. It was really difficult doing weekly bosses while cycling at the highest possible tension. That was a bit of a challenge during the Genshin stream that one time. But yeah, I do that. I still want to start lifting weights again too, because I used to do that pretty consistently. Pre-pandemic, we were in the gym 3 or 4 times a week, just lifting heavy things, and it's so fun. I love lifting heavy stuff and then just setting it down, and then lifting heavy stuff again, and then putting it back down again. Like, I love embracing my inner himbo. It's the best thing ever. But I don't get to lift a lot of heavy stuff. Oh, I took down a tree over the weekend. That's something that I did too. That was pretty physically demanding, to be honest. Getting rid of all the branches first so I could get the trunk. In fairness, it was just a really large bush that had overgrown, but it was over 2 stories tall, so it was, you know. I'm gonna call it a tree at that point, because like the trunk itself was probably 1.5 feet diameter. That's pretty thick. That's beyond bush size, I think. You know, when you're like 20 inches thick, that's tree grade trunkage, I think. So there's that. Yeah, it's a lot of housework. Mowing the lawn was also, because we have like a 1/2 acre lot, and it's all pretty much uphill. So fairly good, consistent workout mowing the lawn in the summer also. So yeah, just a lot of that. But more to come in the future, for sure. Black Eagle Strike Force. If 3 hopes show up in Shusha Legends, will this be a return for Aelgard? I don't think so. I mean, it kind of depends on how they handle that, obviously. But we kind of talked about this already a smidgen. So I feel like they'll probably merge all the votes between Hope's War and Academy. So I doubt that the Lords and plus whoever else, Lysithea, Gatekeeper, I'm assuming. I don't think that they will likely be eligible. How do you balance work and time for games? Yeah. That's a great question. I don't sleep. I just kind of don't sleep. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't sleep. I just don't sleep. Which is another thing that I am correcting, and we will be doing a better job at in 2023, because I'm pretty sure my nervous system was about to shut down earlier this week. So, you know, we're not gonna have that happen. We're not having that happen. No, sir. As far as games go, like if I don't stream it, I'm usually just doing like Genshin or Fae. I did get the Crisis Core remake that's sitting literally right back there. Was going to stream that, but then I remembered that Sony likes to block a lot of their cutscenes from being streamed. or recorded. So probably not gonna do that. Like the whole final boss fight in Final Fantasy VII Remake was like non-streamable, non-recordable, for one reason or another. So yeah, there was a bit of that happening. Is this the Dorothea we've been waiting for? Is this the one? Can we get a Dorothea so we at least have two? No. After 180... Or no, 120 summons. 120 summons. Yowza. Yowza. Alright, well. Guess there's only one left. Imagine. Imagine I picked Annette right now. Ah. No. No, I've come too far. Alright, so obviously we had a butt ton of 4-star specials. And we sparked 3 times. So that means that we got 7 5-star units outside of Spark and 4-star specials in 120 summons. Which doesn't feel great, gonna be honest. We have 2 Cordelias after all that. Yikes. So, that hurts like a lot, actually. Actually, my feelings are hurt. I wanted this to go differently. You don't really need a lot of cord. You know, I would be upset, but my pity is so high that this is... it's not going to actually reset me to 0. That's how bad this went. That's how bad this went. Yeah. Well, that's pretty much the perfect topper on a very, very, very bad situation that we found ourselves in. The non-focus polls, I guess, for lack of better explanation, could have been worse. And I do have some orbs on my Android account that I can use. I usually save them for situations like this. So maybe I'll try and pull a little off camera. We'll probably do another video for this. So there's that. I did not get through a lot of the questions, I'm gonna be honest. And I feel bad about that. So we'll do another one. Maybe we'll do one live. Not sure. But if I do pull off stream, I will be sure to keep what I pulled. And then we can kind of recap that before doing the next one. I've done that before, and it seems like a fairly positive format to do that stuff in, especially with bigger ones. Because, I mean, I'm going to be honest. Merry freaking happy holiday nonsense to you all. You got like an hour-long summon video. Sheesh. So there's that. So there's that. I did that for you. You are welcome. Anywho, that's this. I hope this video does well, because it's an hour long, and that could be a problem. Anyway, Severus Face is the only one left over there. Cordelia's been completely covered. I want to thank members again. Thank you, members. Thank you to everybody who also submitted questions. That's very, especially the members who also submitted questions. You guys are on like double duty here. So thank you for that. That is it. I think that wraps up this video. It's already very long. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it all the way through. If you made it all the way through, say I did it. Actually, that might be self-incriminating. Let's maybe avoid that. I don't want to know what you did if it was bad. I made it. Say I made it. I made it in comments. Say I made it down in the comment below, and let me know that you made it all the way through. But that's it for now. I'm gonna go. I'm a little tired. My voice hurts a little bit. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I hope your summons went a little bit better than mine. And you didn't have to spark 3 times for a single Dorothea? Maybe? Anywho, thanks again. And until then, I will catch you next time. Oh, and also like, comment, and subscribe. That's also very important.